Hi everyone, my name is Jade. I own and operate Calver & Associates Canadian Immigration Services. We're a full-service Canadian immigration firm located in the heart of Oshawa, Ontario, Canada. Today I'm going to be talking about the startup visa class, and in particular, what you need to be eligible for the startup visa class. I'll be talking about what kinds of businesses can apply, the application process, and as well as the work permit that's associated with the application process. So in terms of business eligibility, again, the most important part is that your business be supported by a designated entity in Canada. These entities can be business incubators or angel investors who have an interest in supporting your business here in Canada. More specific information can be found on our website in terms of amounts that the investor needs to invest in your business. As far as the business structure, you and other applicants, so you can include up to 5 applicants on the business application, you all need to hold at least 10% of the shares of the company. Further to this, it's important to note that you and the designated organization, or just the other applicants, need to jointly hold at least 50% of the shares of the proposed business or the business in Canada. Again, when we talk about business requirements, we're really talking about the proposed business in Canada and not your existing business overseas. It's really important to differentiate between the two. What I'd also like to touch on is that you need to show that you are intending to actually operate the business in Canada. The startup visa class became a permanent application as of last year. Immigration Canada really likes to see, since the program became permanent, that you've actually made an effort, a very active effort, to set up the business in Canada. This is why we really recommend that applicants apply for the work permit, the startup visa work permit, as part of the process. This work permit allows applicants to come to Canada under a temporary work permit based on their permanent residency application. So you just need the letter of support to apply for this work permit as well. And so this letter of support from the designated entity, so that's whoever's supporting your business, that will allow you to come to Canada, start setting up the business, and that way you can show Immigration Canada that you're actively pursuing the business startup here in Canada. As far as other requirements, so there is a language requirement. You need to show that you can meet Canadian Language Benchmark Level 5, which is about intermediate English or French. And so that's through an approved English exam, so either the IELTS or the CELPIP or the approved French exams if you're French speaking. So you need to provide original language results with your application to show that you can meet these language requirements. There's also a settlement fund requirement, as with most immigration applications. Again, for an individual applicant, it's about $13,000 for permanent residency, and it goes up if you have additional family members. Again, if you're applying for the startup visa work permit, it's really important to note that these settlement funds double, because the idea is that you're supporting yourself under the as an entrepreneur on your work permit, so you're essentially giving yourself a job offer. Lastly, it's also really important to note that you have to include police checks with the application. So you and family members aged 18 and older need to include valid police clearances. And in terms of family members who can accompany you, so again, as I said, you can have up to 5 applicants on the application. So you and 4 other business partners, and each person is able to bring their spouse or common law partner, as well as all children who are aged 21 and under on the application. The processing times for permanent residency under the startup visa class, they take anywhere from 12 to 16 months. The work permit application is approved usually within about 2 months. So that's a really nice way for you to come into Canada and start working on your business. I will note that Immigration Canada really often asks for proof of experience from the co-founders. So they really like to see that you are experienced in the field of your business. And so that can be proof of education as well. They also like to see updated business plans, market validation, any letters of support from anyone who's supporting your business in Canada, because you really have to show that you're going to actively pursue the business while you're in Canada. That's everything today as far as the startup visa permanent residency application class is concerned. If you have any questions regarding this type of application, you can contact our firm. We're online at calvertimmigrationservices.com.